Yoga and nature, a little movement flow. So let's just take some breaths, inhaling, and open up your mouth and let it go. And inhaling, and open up and let it go. Roll your shoulders back, and roll them forward. Kids are outside playing. The day before it'll rain. Cross your arms, tricep stretch here. Really pull, feeling it in the shoulder as well. And then unwind it, loosen it, and cross the second side. Loosen, pull, soften your jaw, just relax into the stretch. Nice. Then bring your hands to your knees and inhale. I want you to look up and exhale, rounding your spine. A few cat-cows here. Inhale, arch your belly towards the mat, look up. And exhale, round your spine. And come all the way up. Roll your shoulders. Come to the end of your mat. We're going to take a few sun salutations. So inhale, reach up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart, all the way down through the midline, touching your toes, letting it hang. So if you can't touch your toes, then bend your knees and find your toes through bending your knees. Some people say they don't do yoga because they're not flexible. It's okay. That's why you do yoga, to become more flexible. Roll your shoulders out, behind, and forward. Inhale, rise up straight ahead. And exhale, bring your hands all the way down. Take a half lift this time, so look straight ahead, straighten your spine. Connecting to your breath, inhaling and exhaling. And then let it go. Exhale, softening your head. Bending those knees. And then taking your hands and taking a walk down to the end of your mat. Finding your plank pose. Rotating on your toes, forward and back. Moving softly. Flattening your back, lifting your hips a little bit, but not too high. You don't want them low. You don't want them arched. You want them nice and flat. Flat back. Straight line. Drawing that core in tight. Really engaging the abs here. Now take your knees down, put them down wide. Still working on the core focus. I want you to lift your legs up, your calves up. And let's take 6 push-ups, just easing into this, going down and slowly, mindfully going up. Inhaling and coming up, drawing in that core, exhaling down. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then coming back, widening your knees, rolling those hips one side and the other side. And then lifting your left hand first. You're going to lift it up, looking up, noticing where you look. You twist a little deeper. And then you're going to sit it back, thread the hand through and sit back on those hips. And then maybe put that third eye down, that middle of the forehead, and feel the stretch of your shoulder. Closing your eyes, softening your jaw, relaxing your tongue, and then coming up. And then lift your right arm high to the sky, really twisting. And then shifting that arm, threading it through, Putting that third eye down. Softening the shoulder. Letting the mat support you. Releasing. Releasing the control. And then coming up through the middle. And right here, we're going to come to your toes and find your first downward facing dog. Pedal it out, stretching those calves, noticing your head, and your fingers are spread wide, and they're securing you down onto the mat, rooting down. Just taking a moment, maybe pausing, feeling the sensation of the blood changing directions and flow as you breathe into being upside down. And close your eyes. And then coming to a plank pose. We were here before, finding that core strength. And let's take a couple of knee taps. So we're going to take our knees to the ground and then lift back up. We'll do that again. Just tap on the ground and then back up. Tap on the ground, feeling the abs, drawing them in. Knowing that you draw the abs, tighten the abs, signals to your brain that you're strong. You've got this. Just like you've got this time that we have isolated. It's up to you to be in the present, and finding a connection through movement in your body will certainly help. So taking that now tap with your knee, and we're going to take left to left elbow and send it back, drawing that core in tight. Right to right elbow. Now if it's too much, you can always come to your knee and touch. Or just stay up on those toes. We only have a couple. Drawing in the core. Finding the strength. And then shifting back. Holding it. Breathing. Rooting in. Pushing away a little bit more from the mat. Now can we try 3 push-ups right here on our toes and hands? If not, come to your knees. We don't have to come down all the way, just halfway. That's 1. Going nice and slow. That's 2. You've got this. And 3. Shifting it back. Taking a moment. Connecting. Putting your third eye down. And as you're in child's pose, take a moment to take a big inhale. And then open your mouth and let it go. Feels so good. Just letting the control. Trying to know the future. I have to tell myself just to let it go. I can't sit there and worry about my mom who's far away from me. Or my sister who's also far away. Not knowing what's going to come in the next few weeks. If I will get to go on spring break or not. But I certainly want to try to control it with my thoughts. So I find the time on the mat and I read the inspiration through my devotionals and through media channels. And I try to connect to people still. Just rolling at your hips. All right, and coming to your downward dog. Only to take a walk. Let's walk with our hands this time. Gentle walks, one hand and the other hand, all the way to your feet. So we're going to move our bodies, and then we'll follow with a yoga hold, and then we'll flow. We'll flow together. So here we go. Coming to the side of your mat, we're going to take a wide stance right here. So crossing your arms, getting low towards your mat. Maybe you are just doing the side touch, or maybe you want to add an explosion. Can you get the length of your mat? Yes. Keep it going. Just a simple way to move your body, shifting your weight as you go. We've got 5, 4, a little faster, 3, a little lower, 2, 1. So come to the middle. And we're going to take a step out. We'll take a step out to your left. So we're step here, lunge. And then as we come in, find a balance. So we'll step again, lunging, find a balance. Good. Step, feel the stretch, find your balance. We have 3 more. 2, and last one. Find the balance. Now, holding this leg, rounding out your ankle, taking it and lifting it, that knee, that left leg, and then shifting it out to the side. Good. And then from here, lift that arm and invite the foot all the way on the inner thigh. And then shifting your arms up, finding your beautiful tree. Pose, breathing, releasing. Your foot doesn't have to be on the inner thigh. You can kickstand it or be on your calf. Yeah. And then round out your shoulders. And let's come again to the end of the mat. So here we go. We're going to do that same movement. Moving our body, maybe a little bit faster, a little bit more explosive. Keep it going. Stepping it slower, taking it your way. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've got our second side. So coming over to the side of your mat. And we'll take it with your right side. So you're going to step it out wide and then come up. Hold. Step it out wide. Coming out. Coming up. Finding that stretch. Coming up. 2 more. 1 and 2. Good. And take that knee and hold it up. Round out your ankle, shifting that. You're on your right side, shifting it out to the side, holding it here, only to find your tree pose. Putting it on the inner thigh, lengthening those arms, breathing. And maybe you're kickstanding your position, or maybe not. And then bringing your arms down, rolling your shoulders, rolling them forward. Good. Our second motion, so we're going to take one leg and then the other leg, just stepping it wide, and you can imagine where we're going with this. So we are going into a jack flow. So you stay here, or we take it into the squat jacks as we move. Yes. Getting a little deeper in your squat, coming up with a hop, or you're here, finding your movement, so keep it going. Hopefully you have good music on. You're building your heat, burning those calories, strengthening your muscle, energizing your body, your mind. Here we go, a little faster, a little bit lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming to goddess squat. Turn your feet Tuck in your pelvic under. Inhale, lengthen those arms, cactusing them out, drawing in the core. Close your eyes and breathe. And then take these arms and let's just find a fly movement. Exhaling and inhaling. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Leaving the arms right here. Tiny pulses, inch down, inch up. Inch down, inch up. Nice work. Inch down, inch up. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And walk it in. Release and bring it where you're kicking. So my opposite arm is curling up and I'm kicking back behind me. Right? Just moving, releasing, feeling the energy. So we're going to take this next movement into, I like to call them watermelon crushers. Also, another thing to call them is throwing out the junk food. So, here we go. We'll start with our arms towards the right. And we're going to connect with our left foot. And we're going to cross, connect. So, crush the watermelon. Crush. Crush. Yes. Throw out the junk. Throw out the junk. You're crossing your midline. So good for you. Tightening your core. Strengthening your legs. So here we go. Add a little explosion. Yes. Cross. Throw it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Step it out. Nice work. So, we're going to come into a crescent lunge from that pose. So you're going to take that left leg forward. Actually, take your right leg forward because I'll do the same thing as you did. Take your right leg forward. Your left leg is back. Crescent lunge. So, really release your shoulders. Draw that toe down, that back heel down. Toe is grounded into the mat. Back leg is straight. Feeling this deep lunge, right? Inhale, rise up. Breathe. Draw your shoulders away. Close your eyes. Lunge into it. Strong crescent warrior. Breathing into it. Holding, softening. So we're going to come into a revolved crescent lunge or dragonfly twist. So coming down all the way, both hands down. And then you're coming into more of a runner's lunge here. Keeping your left hand right on the inside of your foot. Right arm lifts, looking up. Find the deep twist. And breathing. Now I release control. I have none. I will stay present, connected, aligned with my body, doing the best I can in the circumstances I have. All right, and then coming to a wide-legged forward fold and just shifting your weight. So we're going to come to our second side. So rounding it up, coming up. We'll take our arms over here to the left this time. And we're going to crunch that watermelon on that knee, crossing the midline of the body, or grabbing that junk food, throwing it out. Throwing it out. So important right now to build those immunities. Ginger, turmeric, oregano, citrus. What else? Sweet potatoes, avocados. Good stuff. Bring that in. Throw out the processed food. So here we go, adding explosion, explosion, explosion. Noticing how one side probably feels different than the other. as we explode. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So our left leg is going to come forward this time in our crescent lunge. Our right leg is back. And we'll take an inhale, rise up. My boy, Kaysen, is playing with his friend on the trampoline. It's good. Tomorrow's e-learning for them for the first day. Breathing, closing your eyes, reconnecting. And then coming down, framing your foot, finding that runner's lunge. Right is on the inside of the left foot, and then lifting that arm up towards the sky. Twisting, looking deep. My favorite stretch. Dragonfly twist. And then coming out of this, putting your hand down, shifting to that wide-legged forward fold. And walking your feet or hopping them in and coming into that forward fold. Let your head hang. Bending your knees if you can't touch the ground, so bend as far as you need to. Let your chest rest on your thighs. And then inhale, round up. So we're going to take a yoga. Come to the end of the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let it go. Walk your hands all the way out. Find your plank pose. Come to your knees. Bring your chest down. And then take your belly all the way down, coming into a cobra. Extend that cobra, lifting your legs or your arms nice and straight. And then coming to your knees. And then sending it back to downward facing dog. Nice. So we're built on the flow of some of the poses we just did. So take your right leg, pick it up high to the sky. Roll your ankle out. And let's shift our weight forward as we bring our knee to our right elbow. And then inhale, lengthen it. And exhale, let's bring that knee to nose. Shifting that weight. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cross connect. Inhale, lengthen. And taking that leg, shifting the body, bringing it all the way up. You might have to take a couple little steps, or maybe just one big step. So we'll come either on your knee, you can put your knee down, or you stay on your toe, but we're going to come into a crescent lunge. We were just here. So inhale, rising up, breathing. You can be on your knee, this back knee. And then take it down, bring it down, frame your foot, coming to that runner's lunge, lifting that right, find the dragonfly twist. This time, let's thread the needle. So right goes in between the leg. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, send it between. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, last one. Inhale, rise up. So now this time we're going to add on to this. So we're going to take it into a side plank. So maybe your knee goes to the ground and then you walk your leg up, side plank. Or maybe you have them stacked upon each other, rooting down to the hand, lifting up the hips. Being on your knee is just fine. Just make sure your hips are turned towards the side wall. And then bring your hand back to meet the other one. Come to your knees. Shift your hips. Roll through child's pose. I love to shift my hips around in that child's pose. And then rolling over those toes. We'll come to the second side. So lifting that left leg. We'll take that roll of the ankle, and then we'll take our knee to elbow, same side, left to left, shifting that weight. So stacking the shoulders over elbows over wrists. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, cross connect. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, bring it into that runner's lunge. And then from here, we'll come into that crescent lunge. Reaching up, drawing your shoulders away. Strong crescent warrior. Bringing it down, framing your foot, runner's lunge. Taking it to dragonfly twist, so right arm will lift up. Looking up, twisting deeper, feeling the stretch, the twist. Closing your eyes. And then coming to that knee to come to side plank or staying on the toes, the legs. So coming and squaring those hips off to the side of the room. Maybe you have your feet stacked, lifting those hips up higher. Breathing. And then bring your hand down. And come all the way back to child or to downward facing dog. And then walk your feet up, all the way up, coming into a chair pose. So you're in chair pose, strong lines of energy, weights in the heels. Breathing. And then coming out of that and widening your stance, turning your feet out, coming to goddess squat. And then can we find that reach up, inhaling as we go up, exhaling, come down to goddess. Inhaling, coming up, exhaling, going to goddess. Inhaling, going up, exhaling, going to goddess. And then bringing this in. We're going to take that right leg, bring it into that tree right here. Extend those branches. So that right leg is up there. We're going to take this to an airplane pose. So bring your arms back behind you, bow down, lifting back behind you. Airplane pose. Woo, wall's nice for balance. And then softly land. And then we'll come into an inhale. Taking that left leg, bringing it into the kickstand for tree, or all the way up. Finding that tree. And then we'll reach down, lifting that leg back behind us. Coming into that airplane pose, noticing your balance, different on both sides. Soar your nose down a little bit lower. Breathe. And then coming out, softly landing it, and getting ready to come down into a yogi squat. So widening your stance. And we're going to try a crow pose for our challenge today if you want. I'll guide you through it. So we'll exhale going down. And then we'll place our hands on the mat. And we'll put our knees close to our armpits right now. And we'll just lean. So our knees are pretty high as we find that lean. And maybe we lift one leg and the other, kind of play and find that little edge. And maybe we find both to lift. So we find a little float here and we lift. We find a float and we lift. You can put a pillow or a block in front of you and bring your knees a little bit lower to your elbows and give it a try and find that support with your head helping you to balance. Ideally, we want to get those knees up higher, closer to your armpits, root down in those fingers, turn your wrist out a little bit, and then coming up, finding that balance and breathing. It's all about practice. So you give that a try to your level of ability right now. Always practicing, always trying new things. And then we'll let it go. Sitting down for a moment, shaking it out, inhaling. And exhaling, forward fold. And then we're going to lay it all the way back on your mat. To close our practice, taking your head back, we'll do our figure 4 pigeon. So cross your right over your left and just find this little push right here, right thigh, and then bring up your leg and pull under that hamstring and find this stretch. Feeling that, breathing into it. And we'll release and we'll cross the other side over and push, give it a little push on the left side. And then bring up the leg and pull it in tight. Soften your face, your jaw. And then bring your knees down. And let's just windshield wiper back and forth. And for our final pose, we'll take it into a 2 footprints on the ceiling. Or we'll lift it up into our shoulder stand, placing some gentle pressure on the lower back, lifting those legs up. Perhaps going back into plow and just getting up a little bit higher. Maybe you widen your legs and straighten them again. Maybe you bring your feet back a little bit more. Got a table here. And then we softly, slowly roll back 1 vertebrae at a time. And hugging in your knees. Find your happy baby, shifting from one side to the other. And doing anything else you need before settling into Shavasana. I would like for you to do legs up the wall. So you'll come to the side of your wall, turn your hip to the side, push it pretty close to the wall, and then rotate your feet up, and then widen those arms. The armpits are out. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulder. Breathing into it. Letting your legs be up the wall. I say do this for 10 minutes at least. So your legs are up the wall. Hopefully you can stay here. As you keep them up the wall, I'm going to stop as my phone is about to die. And I'll close our practice. So inhale. Hands together. Releasing control. We've never really had it. But seriously, prayerful thoughts to change your mind out of the fear. You can change your thoughts if you catch them. Namaste.